Hello everyone, this is Mohamed from Python Ninja YouTube channel, and in this tutorial we will introduce Python file detection, in which we can detect if a certain file is located in the same directory or if it's not exist. In this tutorial we will cover the basic file detection operations in Python, in which we can be assured if a file is created and exists to a certain directory or not. Usually, we use the OS module. The OS module in Python allows us to execute a command in the underlying system shell. Okay, and it is a built-in Python module. Okay, the OS module helps us to retrieve file path also in case if it is exit. Just to recap, when we import the OS, we can use it also for the basic operation, and we can use it also to execute the system shells or commands. For example, if I want to print the version of the installed Python to my machine, I can use os.system, and then I want to type Python, and then we have to have that my dash dash or hyphen version. Okay, then we execute. We will notice that OS module allow us to execute a system command. Okay, and it will retrieve, for example, using this syntax, it will retrieve the Python version to us. Also, it also used to print strings using command or standard command in Unix like. Okay, for example, if I use os.system, then I use the echo, which is reserved in Unix. Okay, and can print hello. Okay, world. So I can use OS module also to print or to show some string representations based on the standard command in Unix. Okay, by using this word echo. But this is not our today's tutorial. In this tutorial, we will use OS module to check if a certain file is located to a directory or not. The first thing we want to do is to go to the same directory or another directory to create a new file. We will create a new text file, and what is applied to text file is applied to CSV file or image file or what kind of file. So we will consider the simplest form in this tutorial, which is a text file. So we can create a new file, and I want to term the file as test.txt, and we have now a text file created. Okay, and I want to use variable path to refer to the text file. So this is the path where the text file is located, and I want to start using the OS module. So I want to check if this path, okay, is valid or not. Okay, for example, let us to use if OS, and inside OS we use path. Okay, and we use .exit, and if this path is already exit and real path, then we will print, okay, like path is valid, and this means that the file, okay, or the path of the file is valid and seen by the os.path.exit method, and we can use else. Okay, print, let us to say path invalid. Okay, and let's execute this line of code. We will notice that the path is valid because it is exit. Okay, but if I remove any letter, I change So this path is not similar to this one, and this not longer is not longer be this one, and we will have new execution now to refer to that path is invalid, and this is the first check. So the first recommendation, if you work in a project where you have a file, and what is this file? If it's text file, if it's like CSV file or whatever, and the first thing is to check the path of this file if it's valid or not. So now we check the path, and we can notice that the path is valid, and we learn together how can we check the validity of the path based on OS module. Now we want to also check whether the file itself is exist or not. Okay, so now we check the path, and then we want to check the file itself. Okay, like is it a file or is it a directory? So the first stage is to check the validity of the file. Okay, you can also add something to check if this is file or this is directory or not a directory. Now we can use under, for example, this message we can use nested if. Okay, we can say like if it is valid, okay, then so if the bus is exist and valid, we can say if os.path, okay, dot is file. If this is file, okay, when we pass the path, okay, so this we use the same path now to check if this is file or a directory. Then I can print, okay, for example here the I'll let us to say it is a file, okay, and let us run this. Now I have path is valid, okay, it exists, okay, and I check if it is a single file or it's a directory or a folder, and now it is a file, okay, but look at this. If I want to check, for example, for a folder, so I have folder is called here in the top left is called other, okay, so I want to see dir of let us to say like path of the directory, which is other, okay, and now let us say, okay, we check the file, and the file outside is exit. Now I want to check if the directory, okay, of the other, okay, is file, okay, or not. Sorry, of the path of the directory. Okay, I want to check now if this path of the other folder or is file or not. It will not be file, okay, because it is a directory. So if I open this, it will it hide many subfolders. So if I run this now, it shows to me that the path is valid. Yes, because test.txt is exist. And when I go to the second level to check if the other directory, okay, is a file, then it is not matched here, and it is not file, so it will not print to me. But if I want to check if, for example, I can use this. If I want to use only for directory, fos.path, okay, dot is directory, okay, and I want to use the directory path. Then I want to print here, okay, or let us do same folder, okay, and else print, okay, not folder, and now we will see we have we checked, okay, the path of path dir, which is other here, okay, and now it's a folder, okay. But if I check using is file, it will not bring folder, because is file is only used to check file, okay, like this, not the other like directory. So now we will have not folder, because we suppose this to be file, but now it is a folder. And if I send that again, it will be here file, okay, if I exchange it. Just the last comment to close this simple tutorial, is that in the path or the directory path here, I use the name of the file and the name of the folder directly, without using, for example, the full path name, okay. But if you have a folder or a file in a location other than the main project location, for example, I have the test file and the other folder, okay, in the same path of the main.py where I do programming. So I don't need to add the full path name. But if, for example, you have, for example, in directory F, okay, you moved, for example, test, and you moved other to another directory, you have to use the full name. For example, in this case, you have to use fr string, for example, f, and we can pass the directory to that f, okay, folder, and the same to the folder. If you have the folder outside the main project file, you can also like you can use, if it is in the D folder, for example, you can use the exact path where the other folder, okay, is located. Remember that we use fr statement, okay, or fr string to have the full path name, okay, and it gives us the ability to have like multi backslash, okay, like this. And if you have another folder, for example, let us to say new folder, you can use another backslash here, okay. But in case if you use f string, and sometimes you will have a problem using the backslash with like a quotation or something like, or when you want to use fast, it is recommended to you to use fr string, okay. And this is for today's tutorial.